everybody. Here's another episode of On My Mind, where I talk about random shit in my head. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen my last episode I uploaded recently, I'll link it in the description so you can make my life a little better by watching it. Plus it's about some pretty freaky paranormal shit if you're into that. Oh, and while I'm at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so I feel like I'm not wasting as much time as I really am. Plus I upload pretty frequently so you can watch my top tier content as soon as it releases. Anyways, this time I felt like talking about a story that happened to me in 3rd grade while you watch some exhilarating gameplay RuneScape. Fun, I know. So to start, let me just say I was a little shithead back in elementary school. I wasn't a bad kid that got suspended all the time and got into fights and whatnot, but I just fucked around a lot. Like throwing eraser pieces in my teacher's afro until another teacher pointed it out a few hours later. Then of course the ass kissers didn't hesitate to rat my ass out, which, long story short, ended up getting me sent back to kindergarten for a day, which really isn't that much of a punishment when you think about it. Oh yeah, and in 1st grade, I used to pull my pants down and whop out my little tic tac and chase the girls around during recess. But you know, that's okay, because everybody's did that at one point or another, right? But I want to focus on a certain story I actually never got caught for somehow. I guess you could consider this a 3rd grader's confession. So it was another beautiful morning in 3rd grade, being wasted on multiplication tables, and I needed a damn break. So I trotted my happy little ass down to the bathroom so I could chill for a bit and ponder my life choices. I decided to take a piss before I left, and when I flushed the toilet, that's when it hit me. You know, toilets are pretty good at flushing and all, but could they flush my Ninja Turtles undies down the toilet too? Then after pondering on that thought, it kind of became a bet with myself about whether they would or not flush down the toilet, and you know, I wouldn't want this missed opportunity to distract me from my multiplication tables, so I decided to test it out. So I bundled up the turtles and shoved them right into the toilet. For the first few flushes, it seemed like it actually might work, but the further into the abyss the underwear actually went, the less efficient the flushing became, until it eventually started flooding the toilet. But I was a very dedicated 3rd grader when I put my mind to it, and that wasn't going to stop me. Until a few flushes later, with toilet water flooding around my feet, I figured it was time to throw in the towel. My socks may have been slightly filled with toilet water, but at least I answered one of life's everlasting mysteries. To my surprise though, the toilet flushed a couple more times while I was leaving the bathroom, because it was one of those automated flushing toilets in case a little shithead took a dookie and tried to let it chill in the toilet all day. And remember, at this point, the water is already well over the toilet and already filling the stall, so those last couple flushes really did a number on the bathroom. Then when I realized the water was actually starting to come out of the bathroom itself and into the sink area and hallway, I decided it was probably a pretty good time to go finish my multiplication tables. So I went back to the room. I left as a simple 3rd grader and returned as an undieless kid who now knows not to flush his underwear down the toilet anymore. So a couple hours went by and the teacher decided it was time to take a class bathroom break. Then I remembered my little experiment earlier and decided I should probably hang towards the back of the line in case shit hit the fan. So we went down there, and there were already a couple janitors mopping up my mess, and the class made it just in time to see my undies getting tossed into the trash. But the best part of this was that instead of walking to the main lobby bathrooms, since they were the closest ones, my teacher decided to let the girls use the bathroom first, and then let all the guys use the girls' bathroom afterwards, since the boys' bathroom was still drenched with toilet water. So my little experiment actually helped turn my class from mere boys into strong men, as we walked into the most forbidden place a 3rd grader could go to and took all the shits and pisses we could. So yeah, I guess long story short, if you want to know what the other bathroom looks like, just flood your own. Or just say you identify as the opposite gender.